Baseball was once the heartbeat of America. Families gathered around radios, stadiums were packed, and legends like Babe Ruth and Jackie Robinson defined generations. But today, that same sport is often called slow, outdated, and boring. TV viewership is declining, stadium attendance is dropping, and younger fans are choosing football, basketball, or even video games instead. Social media is filled with comments like, baseball is too slow, or wake me up in the ninth inning. So that raises a tough question. Is baseball actually losing its appeal, or have modern fans simply lost patience? Because maybe the sport hasn't changed, maybe we have. Maybe the problem isn't the game, but our attention spans. The average MLB game lasts about 3 hours, but unlike football or basketball, most of that time isn't constant action. There are long pauses between pitches, mound visits, players adjusting gloves, and drawn-out at-bats. For decades, fans accepted this as part of the game's charm, a slow build-up, strategy, and anticipation. But in a world of TikTok clips, highlight reels, and instant updates, patience is fading. Data proves the shift. The average MLB TV viewer is 57 years old, the oldest among major USC sports. Younger audiences are instead engaging with the NBA, NFL, soccer, esports, and short-form content, all faster, more explosive, and easier to consume in small doses. Baseball's slow rhythm clashes with today's scroll culture, where entertainment is expected every second. So the debate begins. Has baseball failed to evolve with modern times? Or have we become too impatient to enjoy a game that makes you wait for its magic? At the heart of this debate lies an uncomfortable truth. Baseball hasn't changed nearly as much as the world around it. For over a century, the sport has been built on patience, tension, and strategy. A great at-bat isn't just about hitting the ball. It's pitch selection, mind games between batter and pitcher, and the suspense of a full count. But today's fans are conditioned for speed. On social media, if a video doesn't grab attention in the first 3 seconds, people swipe away. In that kind of culture, waiting 20 seconds between pitches or watching a pitcher throw to first base 5 times feels unbearable to modern viewers. But is baseball actually slower than it used to be? Yes. In the 1980s, games averaged around 2 hours 35 minutes. Today, they average 3 hours or more, with more pitching changes, longer commercial breaks, and analytical decisions slowing things down even further. Pitchers now throw harder than ever, leading to more strikeouts and fewer balls in play, which means longer pauses between exciting moments. Add replay reviews, mound visits, and batters stepping out to readjust gloves, and even hardcore fans admit the pace has dragged. On the other hand, modern fans have changed just as much. Attention spans are shorter, and people want constant excitement. They're used to sports like basketball, non-stop scoring, fast breaks, dunks every few seconds. The NFL gives high-impact hits, touchdowns, and dramatic comebacks within a strict time structure. In comparison, baseball asks you to wait. It asks you to appreciate silence, tension, and possibility. It's not a sport of constant action, it's a sport of moments. But in today's world of fast entertainment, many people don't want to wait for those moments to come. So who's really responsible? Some say baseball needs to evolve. Shorten games, add pitch clocks, limit mound visits, and make it more exciting. Others argue that fans today are addicted to speed and dopamine, and the problem isn't the sport, it's the way we consume entertainment. This creates a divide. Traditionalists defend baseball as a thinking man's game, while younger fans say, why should I wait 3 hours for 5 minutes of excitement? The real issue might be both. Baseball has slowed down, and fans have sped up. Major League Baseball isn't ignoring the problem. It's been actively changing the rules to make the game faster, more exciting, and more appealing to younger fans. One of the biggest changes is the pitch clock introduced in 2023, which gives pitchers just 15 seconds to throw with no runners on base and 20 seconds with runners on. The result? Game times dropped by about 30 minutes on average, bringing them closer to the length of NBA and NFL games. In the same season, MLB also added limits on defensive shifts, preventing teams from overloading one side of the field to stop hitters. This rule was designed to bring back more hits, more action, and fewer strikeouts or walks. These changes worked, at least on paper. The 2023 season saw higher batting averages, more stolen bases thanks to bigger bases, and the fastest game pace in decades. Attendance went up for the first time in years, and younger fans said the game felt faster and more exciting. Even players like Mookie Betts and Bryce Harper admitted the sport needed to adapt. But not everyone is happy. Traditionalists argue that MLB is changing the essence of the game just to satisfy short attention spans. They believe baseball's charm lies in its slow burn, its unpredictability, the strategy between pitches, and the fact that there is no game clock. Another major move, MLB expanded the playoffs. Now more teams get a shot at the postseason, from 10 teams to 12, which keeps more fan bases engaged throughout the season. This brings more drama, more TV money, and more excitement. Still, critics argue it rewards mediocrity, allowing teams with average records to sneak into October. Then there's the marketing problem. While leagues like the NBA promote stars like LeBron James and Steph Curry globally, MLB struggles to market its top players. Even though players like Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, and Ronald Acuna Jr. are putting up historic performances. Fans argue that instead of just changing rules, baseball needs to make its stars more visible, relatable, and viral. So, do these fixes truly solve the boring baseball problem? Maybe partly. They make games faster, increase action, and draw more casual fans. But the deeper issue, the cultural clash between a slow, traditional sport and a fast, digital world, isn't something MLB can fix with just a pitch clock. Some people argue that baseball hasn't failed its fans. Instead, modern fans have failed baseball. They say we become impatient, addicted to instant gratification, and unable to enjoy slow-building drama. Baseball was never meant to be a highlight reel sport. It's about anticipation, a 3-2 count with the bases loaded, a silent stadium before a walk-off pitch, a 9-inning battle of strategy. But today, most fans don't want to sit through 3 hours to experience those rare moments of magic. Instead, they'd rather consume the sport through 30-second highlight clips on Instagram or TikTok, watching the home run without seeing the 10 pitches that build up to it. But is that really fair to say? Modern fans live in a world where everything moves fast. Notifications, viral moments, streaming, gaming, social media. Sports aren't just competing with each other. They're competing with everything. An MLB game isn't just up against the NBA or NFL. It's up against Netflix, YouTube, Fortnite, and TikTok. So can we really blame fans for choosing faster, more interactive forms of entertainment? For many younger viewers, sitting still and watching a slow-paced game feels less like relaxation and more like a chore. On the other hand, you could argue baseball hasn't done enough to meet modern fans halfway. While the NBA promotes its stars globally and the NFL tailors broadcasts for excitement, MLB often feels stuck in tradition. Games are blacked out in local markets, highlights are restricted due to licensing, and the league has been slow to embrace social media trends. Players like Mike Trout, despite being one of the most talented athletes of his generation, are barely marketed compared to NBA or NFL stars. So is it really that fans are impatient, or is baseball failing to make people care? There's also a deeper cultural issue. Baseball used to be a family tradition, passed down from fathers to sons, watched on radios or at ballparks. Today, fewer kids are growing up playing or watching it. Youth baseball participation has fallen in many cities, especially in lower-income communities where equipment and league fees are expensive. Meanwhile, basketball and soccer are cheaper, faster, and more accessible. If you don't play the sport growing up, you're less likely to watch it as an adult. So, who's really to blame? The truth lies somewhere in the middle. Baseball may be too slow for today's world, but the world may also be too fast to appreciate baseball. It's not just a sports problem, it's a cultural one. So where does that leave us? Baseball isn't dead, but it's definitely at a crossroads. The sport is trying to evolve with pitch clocks, bigger bases, and faster games. But at the same time, fans are changing too, craving quicker excitement, shorter content, and constant action. Maybe baseball isn't broken. Maybe it just demands something we're quickly losing: patience. The kind of patience that lets a story unfold inning by inning, pitch by pitch. So the real question isn't just, is baseball too boring? It's also, are we too distracted to appreciate it anymore? Because if we're honest, baseball didn't leave us. We left it. If you love the game, now is the time to support it. Go to a stadium, watch a full game without your phone, teach someone the beauty of a 3-2 count, the strategy behind a bunt, or the drama of a walk-off homer. And if you think baseball needs to change more to survive, say it, because whether baseball fades away or makes a comeback depends on us.